I've got here a McDouble from McDonald's. See 2 patties on there, and I was kind of curious to see just how fast I could eat this. So at the 1 minute mark when this video starts, I'll start eating the burger here, and we'll see if I can eat this thing. Let's see if I can eat it in under 30 seconds. This ought to be interesting. 3, 2, 1. Wider would definitely help. Got the burger all in my mouth by about 20 seconds. I'll try and figure out how to get a timer on this video. If not, you can time it yourself if you don't believe me. But it took me a full minute. To actually swallow and eat it all. Leg day in the books. Chronicles of the Fox. Driving home after the gym. Had an active rest day yesterday. So we're nice and fresh. Going into legs. Not nice and fresh anymore. I am wiped. So leg day started off with hamstrings. I always start with hamstrings. They're slightly behind my quads, and really if you look at the leg size on a lot of professional bodybuilders, or a lot of bodybuilders in general, those with the biggest legs usually have really big hamstrings and really big adductors. They have big quads too, but everybody is very quad concerned going into leg day about, oh, we're gonna do lots of leg extensions and all that good stuff. Quads, which is great. Quads are great, but in the process of doing that and always starting with quads, they neglect their hamstrings and neglect their adductors, which make up a significant portion of leg size. So started off with hamstrings. We did seated leg curls. We did 3 sets there, pyramiding up to 1 all-out set of 10 repetitions, and then a few partials to failure where I just squeezed the weight down as far as I could get it to go. Then we moved into lying dumbbell hamstring curls. I included a video of that so you can see my hamstring workout for the past couple months has been pretty much the same each time, and I've gotten a lot of good hamstring growth out of it. So seated leg curls, lying dumbbell hamstring curls, we did 2 sets there. The second set was an all-out set of, I think it was 10 to 12 reps, somewhere in there. I'll have to go back and check the video. Then we moved on to Nordic hamstring curls on a glute hamstring bench. So your feet are locked in, you're facing downwards, and you're curling your body up into a fully vertical position by flexing your hamstrings and glutes, and then slowly and controlled lowering your body back down to parallel to the floor. So that was the hamstring workout. After that, we moved into the quad portion of the workout. So we start off with leg extensions. I usually do leg extensions 1 leg at a time for 2 reasons. One, the weight stack at the gym I'm training at currently isn't really heavy enough for me to go both legs unless I'm going to be doing 20 plus repetitions. And 2, my left quadricep is slightly smaller than my right quadricep. So I'm trying to even out my legs, and doing 1 leg at a time forces each leg to do the same amount of work. So we did 3 sets there, 2 warm-ups, and then 1 working set of, I believe it was 150 pounds for 12 reps on each leg. After that, we moved into the heavy squats, Takes me a little bit longer to warm up with these, so we did 4 sets total. Final working set was 425, which we got for a clean, slow, deep 6. So the week before when I did legs, I did 405 for 8. Typically when I can get over 8 on my final working set, that's when I'll increase the weight a little bit. If I can't get 6, then it's a little too heavy. If I can get over 8 or 10, then I'll typically increase the weight next workout. And after squats, we finished off with 1 leg presses. So we did 2 sets there. I was plenty warmed up at that point, so I didn't need to do a whole lot of warm-ups. So we did 1 set of 10 reps on each leg, just to kind of get the feel of the motion, get everything stretched out. And then we did 1 deep set of 15 repetitions. Again, nice and slow and controlled, nice and deep, focusing on stretching and squeezing. We didn't go super heavy, did 4 plates on each side, so sometimes I'll work up to heavier than that, but today, especially after the heavy squats, my central nervous system was pretty fried, so kept it a little bit lighter and focused on really going through a full range of motion and feeling the muscle stretch and squeeze to its full capacity. So that was leg day, completely fried. As always, it'll be in the description box below. Also, as always, if you have any questions on the workout, please hit me up in the comments. Let me know what else you'd like to see. Are obliterated, can barely walk. So today's the topic of the day, I was asked on Instagram in direct messages what inspired me to get into bodybuilding. So I'll just cover that here for a couple of minutes. I love answering your guys' questions, so if you have any, feel free to hit me up on Instagram or in the comments section below, and I will try to get to your question and answer that. So what inspired me to get into bodybuilding? First off would have to be what inspired me to get into weightlifting and what I like that. So as a freshman in high school, I was very skinny. I was about 130 pounds, and I was trying to play football. So needless to say, at 130 pounds, I was not a very successful football player. I enjoyed the practices okay. Didn't really see much playing time in general, much less get the chance to enjoy it. But what I really liked about football was the weightlifting aspect. I really enjoyed the workouts and the intensity there. I would go really hard, and even at 130 pounds, I impressed the coach, my teammates with my lifting intensity. So that's how I kind of realized that I liked weightlifting. Um, from there, as a sophomore going into a junior in high school, um, I I was really disciplined with exercise, but I didn't really know where to channel that. So I started really restricting calories and really going insane with exercise to the point where I was doing like 30 plus minutes of abs a day. I was restricting calories down below 1,000 on some days, thinking in my mind, okay, the less I eat and the more I exercise, the bigger I'm going to get from the exercise and the more ripped I'm going to get from the calorie restriction. Well, needless to say, that's not a scientifically correct or healthy mindset. So I began to display some anorexic symptoms, such as chewing food and then spitting it out just so I could have the taste. And going into the bathroom and doing pull-ups or push-ups just so I would feel pumped or feel like I was getting my exercise and burning some calories. So these really mentally unhealthy places to be at. So, of course, that didn't work out to my goals of getting big or shredded. So I began to realize something was wrong, and I decided to start doing some research and see what I was doing wrong and what I could do to fix it. So one of the things that I did research on with nutrition suggested that you get in enough protein. So I went to GNC and got a protein powder that I could drink post-workout, and that came with an exercise magazine. So when I got home, of course, my mom was like, "Oh, the guys in there are gross. You can just throw that away." And I love my mom and respect her opinions, but I saw that magazine very differently. I looked in that magazine and I was like, holy cow, human beings can actually look like that. This is incredible. This is what I want. I think the first picture I saw was Kai Green, a picture. He had just won the Arnold Classic. I can't remember what year. And I just saw his physique lifting weights, and I was like, oh my goodness, I want to look like that. So I started doing tons of research on nutrition, tons of research on exercise, and over the period of a year, really bumping the calories up, really putting that knowledge into existence, both with exercise and nutrition. I went from about 130 pounds, I believe, at 6 foot as a junior, and I shot up to a lean 185 pounds in a year. So I put on about 50 pounds of muscle with the newbie gains. From there, I just kept learning all that I could. I would watch YouTube videos religiously. I would read all these scientific journals and bodybuilding blogs and watch all the videos on the professional bodybuilders, follow them on Instagram, read their workouts, research what they ate, all of that. And at the same time, try different workout plans and see how my body reacted to them. Try different foods, different nutrition plans, and see how my body reacted to it. So I was really, really focused on learning my body and what worked for my body. And that is the biggest key to my success, no doubt, is if you want to get big and ripped, learn your body, what works for it. Everybody's different, and nobody's going to know your body like you do if you really put in the time to learn it. So I kept applying the knowledge. So some of you may have heard me say this before, but to me, knowledge is not power, but the application of knowledge is power. It's great to read, it's great to learn, but if you read, learn, and then take that wisdom and sit on your butt with it, nothing's going to happen. You got to actually apply what you learn to get the results you're after. So I kept learning, I'm still learning, and I kept working my tail off, never missing workout, never missing a meal. And after a couple of years of training, I decided to do my first bodybuilding competition. I stepped on stage at about 172 pounds. I was in decent shape, but still far too skinny to really make a big impact. but I absolutely loved the camaraderie everybody had backstage. It was a great experience, and I'm a very determined individual to go after what I want, so I knew I wanted to improve from there. So I've been competing about once a year ever since then. I've done a total of 5 shows now. Each show I've been able to increase my muscle mass by about 10 pounds or so a year, all the way up until the point where this past September I won the Classic Physique C Mr. Ohio. So that's been a brief recap of my bodybuilding journey. Kind of gives you an idea of what inspired me to get into bodybuilding. I really fell in love with weightlifting aspect, and then just seeing bodybuilders in the magazine. That's how I've heard so many professional bodybuilders answer this the same way. Once you see those physiques in the magazine, some people just see that and are like, oh, that's disgusting, that's too much muscle. Other people see that and they're like, holy cow, that is amazing. And in my case, it was amazing, and I knew I wanted to look like that and put in the work to look like that. So still have a ways to go, but that is the point of Chronicles of the Fox as well, to see how far we can take it. Road to the Arnold in about 11 months here. We will see how far I was able to take it, how much muscle I've been able to add, how ripped we can get. So we'll see. It's an awesome journey, very fulfilling. I also wanted to say real quick, congratulations to my coach for the Mr. Ohio show this past September, Juan Morel. Juan Diesel won the Arnold Brazil this past weekend. I haven't made a video since Saturday night, since Sunday was a recovery day for me. So I wanted to say congratulations to Juan Morel. He's an awesome family man, an awesome guy, an awesome bodybuilder. And I highly suggest, if you haven't, you check him out. He's on Instagram at Juan Diesel Morel. Just unbelievably freaky, huge individual. And he looked great, and he did great, and a very well-deserved victory at the Arnold Brazil. So congratulations, Juan.
This is Noah the Fox, Chronicles of the Fox, signing out. Have a good day, everyone.